What's going on YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg or Chris, and today I'm back with another crazy rogue deck video, a well-loved deck on this channel, and personally one of my favorite decks ever, Ancient Box. I personally love single prize decks. I always think they're a very solid play. I think they trade very well into a lot of the biggest decks, and for today we're not going with just the Roaring Moon package. I'm trying to take it back to the more expected Ancient Box category where we're kind of maxing out on these ancient Pokemon. Now I was thinking about throwing some Great Tusks in here and stuff, but I think for the most part, we actually don't need to swing insanely hard right now. I think actually just playing the Flutter Mane package with the Roaring Moons, the Koraidons, we're going for a much more like hyper, let's just destroy our entire deck, get all the ancient cards possible in the discard pile, and then swing for like a high amount of damage with Vengeance Fletching, which does 70 damage plus 10 more for each ancient card in your discard pile. So if we could get all the Flutter Manes in the discard pile, maybe a Koraidon, maybe both, a couple ancient booster energy capsules. We'll keep the Sadas for energy acceleration to get basic energy, 2 basic energy from our discard to 2 ancient Pokemon in play, 1 to each. We'll get all the Explorer's Guidance, in the discard pile, all the Vessel, stuff like that. We can swing very hard, very quickly, honestly. And I think as a single prize attacker that could jump over 130 HP to dodge Dusknoir, that's actually huge. Of course, we are playing the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, so if we need to get a Flutter Mane or Koraidon above that level as well, or just kind of stop them from a Monkey Dory KO type of threat, we could easily do that, and it does beef up our Pokemon quite nicely. And what's nice about Flutter Mane as a backup attacker is you have Hex Hurl, where you do 90 damage, but more importantly, you can put 2 damage counters on your opponent's bench Pokemon in any way you like. And I think it's actually surprising how often I feel like, not I use the card, but I feel like how often when I need to use it, it actually is so clutch because I'm able to take 2 KOs. I can snipe, some damage on, maybe I didn't KO Blood Moon or Saluna on the first turn, and there's surprisingly 20 damage left on it. I feel like you could use it in a lot more scenarios than you'd expect, but. Of course, the deck is going to revolve around Roaring Moon as the attacker. We are playing the Dudunsparce engine, and to get that out, we are playing Fan Rotom, which honestly is another fine attacker in this deck for 1 energy, as long as there's a stadium in play, of which we play 3, and our opponent probably plays a couple as well, and has smacked them down. We could do 70 damage, which could be an easy way to KO Badoo. It could be an easy way to take down and evolve things, such as like GPs, Charmanders, Ralts, stuff like that. Fan Rotom helps a ton in some odd situations, and then, yeah, past that, we're just playing a bunch of just discard our agent cards. We've got Ultra Ball, we've got, Vessel to discard some cards. Of course, Explorer's Guidance can discard a ton of cards in play. And then, of course, for Ace Spec, we're playing Secret Box to just discard 3 ancient cards and then take a bunch more ancient cards and get rid of them. We can take Vessel and Ancient Booster Energy Capsule and use the Vessel to get rid of it, which puts 2 more ancient cards in the discard pile, or Explorer's Guidance, or Sada, just rack up the damage needed. And in case we need a little bit of an extra boost in our Roaring Moon, I'm playing 1 copy of Defiance Band. I think this deck does a little bit better next set because we get the Brave, I believe it's Brave Bangle or Bangle Band, something like that, where we just do 30 more damage with a non-Roblox Pokemon to a Pokemon EX. So we can make Roaring Moon hit harder, more consistently, not just when we're down with that tool that's coming out. We've got 2 Artazon to make sure we're keeping our Dunsparce loop, and we've got 1 copy of Gravity Mountain, which could function very similarly to Defiance Band in the sense where if we need to take down a Dragapult EX in 1 shot, we can nerf its HP a little bit with Gravity Mountain, which actually helps a ton in this deck, and it's pretty easy to search out with Secret Box. So yeah, that's going to be it for this deck breakdown. I hope you guys are excited. I personally love playing these ancient cards. I think they have an awesome synergy together. I think they're a very strong archetype, and I think they swing well into a lot of the meta decks right now, such as Gardevoir, Raging Bull, and I personally like playing Roaring Moon, like the Roaring Moon box a lot. It's a Dragapult. I've had good success with that, but I think this Ancient Box deck actually gets the job done pretty well because these Dunsparce have over 60 HP, and we can just put them back into the deck with the Dunsparce. So I don't really worry about Phantom Dive too much, spreading damage counters and taking extra KOs, because if they put 6 damage counters on a Roaring Moon, I'm just going to use that Roaring Moon next turn so that they have to swing the 200 damage into it, put the damage counters elsewhere. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the list. I hope you guys enjoy today's video. I definitely love playing these decks a lot. But before we hop into it, I just want to remind everyone that you got the Battle VIPs podcast YouTube channel and Spotify channel to go check out the Battle VIP podcast, which used to be on this channel, but we moved it to its own just to give it its own space to grow and do its own thing, and also be the new home of the Draw Pass TCG team, where my guy Chef Husky has been posting a hilarious YouTube shorts about haters' guides to certain decks like Gardevoir, Dragapult, stuff like that. So make sure you definitely go check it out. out. I also have started the Evolve Your Game series, which is going to be a series talking about different tips and tricks to become a better Pokemon TCG player. And some of the other guys on the team might use that. Again, it's the home of the Draw Pass teams, and just post some other videos so that, we can help grow and build the community, the knowledge, the skill set, just everything about this amazing Pokemon community. So make sure you go check out that channel, and if you're ordering any singles, make sure you hop on over to TCG Player via my link in the description down below. Clicking on my link specifically supports my channel in a huge way at no extra cost to you guys, so thank you so much to everyone who's been doing that. And if you want to get the Ancient Box deck, I would say hop on over to TCG Player. It's pretty cheap. It's honestly, you can buy this whole deck for like a crisp $20 bill. So go check out TCG Player. With that being said, let's hop into today's video and see how well Ancient Box can do. Welcome to match number 1. We're up against Dragapult EX, which is always a difficult matchup for single press decks. I mean, really any tanky type of deck, Charizard, Dragapult, always cause a little bit of trouble, but Dragapult is a bit of a slower tank deck, so if we could get an early prize card or two on some Dreepy, some Dracloaks, maybe a Badoo, we could see some big success that way. And we're going to put this Flutter Mane to work immediately. I open up with, honestly, a pretty decent hand. This, to me, looks like a turn 1 Explorer's Guidance, and I kind of saved that Sada's Vitality so I can use it next turn. And I definitely might manual attach to the Flutter Mane. I mean, I see absolutely nothing wrong in setting this guy up. It's got 3 energy, which is a little annoying, and it's Dragapult Charizard. Okay, so this is going to be a heavy rare candy build. The Monkey Dory is annoying, but I think we can work around that. I'm not too worried about that guy. It's going to be, how many Turos and stuff do they play? Jamming Tower, I'm not worried about much at all. I mean, it could, shut down Instant Booster Energy Capsule, but we're probably not using it insanely early. I think here we just keep our plan. We go Explorer's Guidance, see what we got in store. I think here, honestly, I take the energy because 1 will go in the disc. I mean, I could... You know what? No, we take the Vessel. 2 energy goes in the discard. That sets ourselves up better for next turn. And I'll take the Sada, and I don't mind losing these cards. I mean, we'll have 2 energy in the discard again. It's just going to set me up way better next turn when I need to go Sada and get 2 energy attached to 2 ancient Pokemon. For now, I think I definitely want to manual attach to the active. If my opponent goes Iono, I mean, I could be a little upset. I think, you know what? Let's just Vessel, get rid of the Flutter Mane. I'm not going to need this guy. If they somehow manage to pull off a double KO, they manage to pull off a double KO. It is what it is. We're going to pass it on over to our opponent here, though. And now next turn, I can evolve into Dunsparce. As long as I get like an Ultra Ball or an Artazon or something like that, and I can get a single prize Roaring Moon down, I'm feeling amazing. Because then I could get full value out of the Sada. If not, I mean, I will gladly go in with a manual attach Professor Sada to get the Hex Hurl up and take my first prize card. I'm just going to need some sort of benched Pokemon because right now I don't totally have that, but I am drawing 7 cards next turn. I've got 3 off the Dunsparce and another 3 off the Sada, and they just pass for a turn, so they're a little stuck, which, I mean, happily works for me. I am definitely going to go Buddy-Buddy Poffin, get down 2 more Dunsparces, and I'm not going to get access to Fan Rotom, but I think that's okay. Fan Rotom is hard to protect against Dragapult and Monkey Dory. Definitely an easy KO for my opponent, so that's fine, honestly, that we didn't get that guy in play. We'll just runaway draw, and this is phenomenal for us. We can Ultra Ball away Explorer's Guidance and Fan Rotom. We're not going to need either of those cards. And more importantly, I'm going to take out the single prize Roaring Moon, so now I can get full value out of this guy with Professor Sada, because I can get the energy attached to both of them. And actually, wow, this is just getting better and better by the second, isn't it? I mean, we don't have to go Flutter Mane, I guess, because I have to put the damage counters down, and I don't want to give my opponent access to Monkey Dory, because then they could put the damage down on Dunsparce here and then Phantom Dive for KO, which is a little annoying. I think in this situation we actually retreat into the single prize Roaring Moon. I don't need to get rid of my hand. I think we're in a fine spot. I could Artazon and get another Dunsparce down. That doesn't feel too bad. I just don't want to Flutter Mane, put that damage down until my Dunsparces are Dudunsparces, and I leave them just evolved in case my opponent goes Iono. I don't hate getting rid of their stadium, their Jamming Tower here, but they could go for like a TM Evo play or something. I think, honestly, let me play the Artazon. Let me get down another Dunsparce. If they bump this, they bump this. I feel like, in general, my opponent is also going to need this to get some good value. And next turn, this could kind of help me loop the Ancient Pokemon if I'm not swinging for an insane amount of damage. I do not know why my game is lagging a little bit, but we're going to take a KO on my opponent's Dreepy, taking the first prize card. and getting active, getting a little aggressive in this first match. We got a Dunsparce out of the prize. That's huge. I mean, we don't care that one Dunsparce is in the discard pile because we can still use 3 to draw a full 12 in one turn because the Dunsparces get shuffled back into the deck. So as long as we redraw into them, we're good. And my opponent goes for a Dreepy and Cleffa off the Buddy-Buddy Poffin, so they might just be giving me a Cleffa KO, allowing me to go up 2 prize cards and to get Fez down to, oh my god, if I could go boss KO on Fez, that would be insane. We honestly might be able to. We're at 130. It depends what I can draw into. I mean, I do have the Ultra Ball, and they got Rare Candy Charizard. Okay, alright, I lied. It's going to look a little bit more difficult now to go for the boss KO on Fez, because I'm going to need to set up another Roaring Moon, which means this Flutter Mane is probably going to be retreated. Actually, no. Because I can promote Dunsparce and evolve into Dudunsparce after using Artazon, getting another Roaring Moon down, and I can keep the Flutter Mane with the energy in case I need a Hex Hurl. That's what we do every single time. My opponent is going to Recon Directive. Could we take out a Charizard on turn 2? Now that I really doubt. The Adrenabrain is super annoying, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I don't see a world where I can KO that guy. They got the rescue board on Fez. That's fine. I'm going to boss KO that guy later in the game for sure. They're swinging 210, which really doesn't matter because we're single prize Pokemon. What's funny about Charizard EX, it actually doesn't KO a single prize Roaring Moon with Ancient Booster Capsule immediately, which, I don't know, something about that just, it's kind of funny to me. We do have to take a KO, but now everything in our deck could get KO'd pretty easily. So I think we start by benching this. I do have Ultra Ball to just get me the Dunsparce. And then I Artazon here. I want to put Roaring Moon in the active just because we're going to need a swing with this guy. I'm going to have to go Sada. I'm going to have to just go for the 2-shot on the Charizard, which is fine. We're pretty comfortable doing that. I just need to make sure it's high enough damage that even when they Monkey Dory, we're still in a fine situation. So I'm going to take the Dunsparce out here. We're going to smack this guy down, evolve, and runaway draw just to see what cards I draw into, and it's another Dunsparce, a bunch of energy, not stuff I totally want to Secret Box away, so I'm just going to use another Dunsparce, see if I get anything better. Maybe I get a Koraidon, I could Sada to 2 of those Pokemon. No, I just get another Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Okay, that's fine. Now, we do know I have 4 Dunsparces in the deck. So I could Buddy-Buddy Poffin here and just set all of those guys up, and honestly I like that play a good bit, just because next turn, I mean, I'm going to be drawing an unholy amount of cards. I think here we do Sada to the Flutter Mane. If I got to use Flutter Mane at some point, I got to use Flutter Mane at some point. I get another Dunsparce. That feels awesome. I might just evolve this guy. Do I ever leave it? How much am I swinging for? Would I need a Secret Box here? I'm swinging 170. It'll drop down to 140 after Adrenabrain, which actually means Koraidon could swing for KO because it does 180, as long as we get a Gravity Mountain or Defiance Band down, which I like our odds. Or we could go in with a single prize Roaring Moon that's in our hand. We could swing for way more damage. You know what? I'm going to leave this to Dunsparce here to draw me more cards. Next turn, I'm just going to swing Vengeance Fletching for 170 damage. And yeah, if they take a 2-prize KO because they could Adrenabrain some damage onto Dunsparce, retreat, go in with Dragapult, take 2 prize cards. I mean, that's annoying. I'll figure it out. I will definitely figure it out. I might be playing this one a little bit too slow. I might be still on the single prize Roaring Moon mindset. That's a deck I'd play a decent bit in my free time. I don't know. It's just it's fun to me. I love these single prize archetypes. I think they're so strong. Taro is the one thing we got to dodge. They manual attach the energy to Dreepy. That tells me unless they're playing Sparkling Crystal, they're not going to be attacking with that Dracloak and going with Dragapult this turn. They've got the Adrenabrain that can move the damage counters on a Dunsparce. Feels the smartest, but they go Flutter Mane. Okay, I guess actually that makes the most sense because now I have to put Ancient Booster Energy Capsule down on the Flutter Mane, which is totally fine. I mean, that'll stop it from a Phantom Dive, perfect 60 KO, and that's again why I like this deck. You know, we can manipulate our math pretty well. That Flutter Mane I don't think will be the biggest liability. I mean, you know, famous last words, but we'll see. For now, how much HP do they have? 190. Okay, and we were swinging how much damage? 140? 170. Oh yeah, we could totally KO them with Roaring Moon. So we'll promote this guy here. I'll save the Artazon to get down another Dunsparce. I'm going to Runaway Draw, see if I can get 3 Ancient cards. I don't mind Secret Boxing away. That's 1. It's not totally there yet. Maybe I Artazon here for a Koraidon, because Koraidon equals Countercatcher KO on Pheasantipity. And I can put my 2 energy off Sada on this guy. This feels a bit smarter. And then I'll draw 3 cards. If it's Dunsparce, I do not know why my game is lagging so much. This is actually so weird. All right, that's perfect. We needed this. That could just go there immediately. We got another Dunsparce. I don't mind using this. I could just farm my deck a little bit more. How much am I swinging for? 190. Okay, so we should have just KO instantly. Yeah, we do. Perfect. I'm going to use Runaway Draw. I'm going to see if I get one more Ancient card, like an Explorer's Guidance or something I don't mind discarding. I don't. Do I ever Secret Box here anyways? Just to boost the damage and then the deck a little bit more? I don't think I do. I could be scared of a late game Iono. So you know what? I could go for Ultra Ball and just put it to Dunsparce there. Just because that'll help me set up a little bit better if they do opt to go Iono. So let's, you know what? Let's do that. Let's Secret Box. We're going to get rid of 2 Guidance, 1 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I'll keep the Buddy-Buddy Poffins. No, I'll get rid of that. I'd rather have the Artazon because that could give me an Ancient card if I need it. I'll gladly take the Ultra Ball, Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, and Gravity Mountain. That's going to help me out a ton in the future turns. I'm going to Ultra Ball away... What? Ancient Booster Energy Capsule for sure. And I'm between Countercatcher and Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Maybe we do Buddy-Buddy Poffin here. Right? Because we're not going to need to draw a ton. We don't have many cards left in the deck. And I've only got 1 Koraidon left. Is that ever a huge problem? I could see value in a Rod this turn just to put a Roaring Moon back. But I kind of want to wait until we have extra energy in the discard pile. We're actually doing an insanely good job this match. I definitely need to KO the active. So we need a Vengeance Fletching for 220 right now. And then we have a manual attach on Koraidon. Countercatcher play. Well, actually, we might just have to dig for boss. That's prized, so hopefully we get it here. On the Fez, and I don't get it. But I get 2 Ancient cards I could definitely discard and work a little bit harder to taking that KO on a Dragapult EX. There's no damage counters in play for my opponent to work with, so they're just going to have to stack more damage on the Flutter Mane most likely, and then give it back to us to see if we got KO. We definitely could do it. It's going to be tricky. Because they're going to tie us up on prize cards right here. So maybe... yeah, there's the Dragapult. Maybe that was our Countercatcher turn, right? They go Arvin. They don't even Iono. Okay, they're just going to hope I deck out. They go Unfair Stamp. Makes sense. That's fine. I mean, we got a banger of a rest of the deck to work with. We got a Dunsparce in play, so I'm minimum drawing 4 cards. I got, 1 off the top deck, 3 off the Runaway Draw, and I get another Dunsparce. Oh, yeah, we're so fine this turn. And they go Team Rocket's Watchtower. Okay, now we're not fine. Now we're in trouble. Well, that's bad. That's bad news, Bears. Okay. How do we work around this? I'm going to need the world's most insane top deck. I don't know. I already played my Secret Box. Kind of a shame. Maybe I should have saved that. I really did not need to use it. Maybe that's a huge misplay on my end. The one of Team Rocket's Watchtower. Oh my gosh. I literally had the world's most perfect hand to just figure the rest of this deck out. They're going to go Flying Entry so that they could take 2 prize cards on the active, but also the single prize Dunsparce. And they'll set themselves up for a KO on Koraidon later. Okay, yeah, this is going to be insanely problematic. I have no idea how I'm going to work around this one. Yeah, no, I got nothing. I totally got nothing. This might fall to Team Rocket's Watchtower right now. Unless I have the world's most insane top deck. We definitely promote Flutter Mane here. And they're down to 2 prize cards. So now we have the Countercatcher play live on Fez, which is actually pretty sweet. And I get another Flutter Mane. Oh my gosh. Well, that's not going to help me much at all, is it? I don't think so. We might be cooked. We might be cooked off. It doesn't matter if I go Defiance Band. They KO the active. I take a KO on Dragapult. But then I don't see a way out after that. Yeah, the Team Rocket's Watchtower is crazy. I feel like we had this game in the bag if they did not play that stadium. But, I mean, that's what happens when you rely on the Dudunsparce engine. I should have left the Secret Box. Maybe I should have done some more thinning to get rid of other useless cards. Like, I could have played Rod there to bring back a Roaring Moon and stuff. I don't know. I think, in all honesty, I should have thinned using other cards if possible and kept the Secret Box, because that was a card to draw into, which could have got me out of the Watchtower. just because we could search for a stadium. So that definitely feels pretty bad. I don't think we have a way out of this, especially because we don't play Hand Disruption, right? So now we have to hope that they don't have another Luminous Energy and a Dragapult in their 10-card hand, assuming I can push a KO next turn, which doesn't feel insanely likely. And yeah, they'll just take their KO there. And we're not playing Neutralization Zone, which would stop them from using EX Pokemon to KO our non-rule box Pokemon. So I think this one might just be chalked. That's a shame, man. Going down like this in match 1. I feel like we had that in the bag, too, when I get Counter Catcher. I could go for the stall play, but I don't think it does anything. I mean, we take up this guy. It's the only thing that can't immediately retreat. Yeah, we'll see if they have the energy. If they do, it's gonna wrap it up for match number 1. We'll hop into match number 2. We're definitely gonna make our comeback in match number 2 and 3. We're gonna fight for this positive record. Yeah, they got it. All right, see y'all in match number 2. Welcome to match number 2. We're now up against Gardevoir EX, which is a deck I think we could take a little bit more comfortably than the last matchup. I knew it was gonna be hard. Totally forgot about Watchtower. I mean, that's how it goes sometimes, which is a shame, but it's not the end of the world. And honestly, we open up with a banger of a hand. I've just guaranteed a KO on this first turn with Roaring Moon while setting up insanely well with Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I think we could go Fan Rotom here. I don't really mind. It could get me out of a difficult spot. And they go Screamtails, which is weak to dark, and just a base Vengeance Fletching is a KO. However, I'd love to KO the Ralts. I'm not going to be able to do it this turn, which is fine. I need to go Secret Box, right? And I also need to use this Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I need to establish my board state with Dunsparces early. The one thing I'm scared about with Gardevoir is just using an insane amount of Monkey Dories to KO Fan Rotom, so I do want to avoid that, although it's a great attacker, honestly only because we have literally such an amazing hand. So I'm going to just get the 3 Dunsparces down, and then I think, what do I do? I take out the 1 energy, I put 2 energy in my hand, because then I can discard 1. Yeah, I like this a lot. Alright, hear me out. We got literally, I think, the most perfect turn 1 imaginable. We are going to Secret Box away. We have 1 energy in the discard pile. Yep. We're going to Secret Box away the entire hand except for an energy. And my game is still lagging a ton. I have no idea why. Nothing is working well this morning, but it's fine. We prized 2 Sada. Of course we did. Okay, and my game is still breaking. This is good. We love TCG Live. Dude, it blows my mind. I can play... There we go. I can play such... much beefier matchups than this, but for some reason this game it kills me every time. I'm gonna take the Ultra Ball here, not because we need to swing for more damage, but because I could get Dunsparce out next turn, and that feels a little more comfortable since we have the energy in hand to just guarantee our attack, and we get a Ancient Booster Energy Capsule Flutter Mane. All right, you know what? I'll just put this on the active to beef up a little bit more, and I love this. I mean, we'll swing 200 damage turn 1, no problem. I had the Ultra Ball to swing 210. And I didn't even have to play the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, so you're looking at a 220 turn 1 attack. You know, if this was like a turbo deck, I'm thinking something along the lines of any Knocked Owl deck, you know, something that plays Ogre Pond, something that plays, I don't even know, yeah, the Wellspring Ogre Pond box, I guess, is what I'm looking for. The Pheasantipity on the turn 1 KO, if that was stuck in the active, I mean, we were chilling. Now, obviously, Mew EX is very easy for us to chase it down in this matchup just because it's an easy boss KO. It's weak to dark, it's worth 2 prize cards, we trade away better. They put the Pheasantipity in the active, all we gotta do is Ultra Ball away Flutter Mane, and I'm gonna use this Dunsparce just to see if I could draw out a boss's orders. That is so great for us to draw into. I definitely don't need that. I need to get out another Dunsparce. We also prized 1 of those. So we prized 2 Sada and 2 Dunsparce, because didn't I take 1 of them out of the prize cards? That's insane. All right, well, whatever. We're going to use both of them. I'm not going to play Artazon. I don't want to give my opponent another Ralts. I really want to keep them limited. However, I can get rid of an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, just get more energy in the discard pile, take the energy out of our deck, so now there's actually none left. And even if I'm just chilling with 1 Dunsparce, that doesn't feel too bad. I don't want to mill myself into the floor here, but I don't really mind a guidance. We've got a lot of cards to chill comfortably. I think I take the Buddy-Buddy Poffin to get me more Dunsparces, and in a situation like this, I'm going to take the Koraidon just because it's a good attacker. You know what? Actually, no, Flutter Mane is a huge attacker here because we can put the damage counters on something like a Screamtails or something after it's taken a ton of damage, which feels amazing. And let me just use this Buddy-Buddy Poffin right now, get these Dunsparces out of the deck, And we can't manual attach? No, we cannot. Yeah, that's right. So we'll just swing. Oh my gosh, 170. Ooh, wait. Oh, because of weakness last turn. That's how he swung 200. Oh, that's awkward. Good job, Chris. You forgot how to math. Well, it seems everything I was talking about how we could have taken that turn 1 KO was a lie. We could have just done it on Mew EX. Someone definitely heard me talking about that and is commenting immediately, no, you can't. It was weakness. Nah, you're right. My fault. I mean, hey, it still felt like a good turn 1. Now I guess I'm just going to have to 2-shot this Fez, which is fine. I mean, they either retreat into Vaults and then they have no Gardevoirs, or they retreat into Mew EX, which I know we're taking 2 prize cards on because that is weak. They could Nest Ball into another Vaults, and I think that should be the play. It's just feed us a Vaults, right? You give me a Drifloon, you give me a Screamtails, but do item lock, okay. I mean, it's annoying. I don't think I could set up Flutter Mane this turn, but I definitely can bench it and attach an energy to it, so we're a Sada manual attach away from setup on Flutter Mane, which could be the make or break on KOing something like a Drifloon or a Screamtails, and they put a bunch of damage onto it, especially because they don't need Charm. They might not see that Flutter Mane math the way I'm seeing it, which could help. But yeah, no, we're definitely off to a better start in this match. Let's bench the Flutter Mane. Let's get the energy attached. And I think here we jump up as many prize cards as absolutely possible. See all these stadiums in my hand? Would have loved to seen those last game, but hey, they're here now, and that's what counts, right? So we're going to take a prize card. Please be Sada. There's a 2 out of 5 chance, and no, it's a Roaring Moon. Yo, we literally, I feel like, prized everything important in this match. Prized everything important, and like normal, I can't do math. So we're off to a good start. My opponent needs another basic to sack here if they can't set up. I mean, if they don't get another basic down, we're going to take 2 prize cards on Mew EX, and then we're going to go down to 2 prize cards remaining while they haven't taken any. I don't think they can make that comeback, especially when Pheasantipity is looking that weak. They get a Monkey Dory down, which they could retreat into. If they have a Rare Candy Gardevoir, they could go for the Mind Bend to get some damage down, but Ancient Booster Energy Capsule doesn't just add 60 HP. It also says we recover from all special conditions and can't be affected by any special condition. So the Confusion Stall won't work, and again, yep, it's just my game lagging for some odd reason because I can move my mouse. I look at the recording I'm showing. I just... TCG Live just doesn't want to work today, and that's okay. I mean, hey, it happens to the best of us. They got the retreat into Rawls, and they got a Night Stretcher to take back a Screamtails, I guess. I mean, that's a Badoo. Maybe they just keep item locking us. Is that really their play? I mean, I'm not complaining. Our first Roaring Moon will be taking a minimum of 3 prize cards, assuming I don't find Boss's Orders to just chase down this little menace. And then have it take 4 prize cards. This is what's so nice is slower decks like Gardevoir. I mean, even if they got fully set up this turn, I wasn't worried too much just because like we trade so well into them. They're weak to Dark and Gardevoir EX. It's an easier boss KO. They got the Morty's Conviction to draw into a massive hand, get rid of another Psychic Energy. So now there's 5 in the discard pile. Yeah, they're a Rare Candy Gardevoir away from success, and they go the manual evolution into Curlia. So next turn we will most definitely be staring down a Gardevoir just because I know that I'm taking a KO this turn and they got flipped the script. And it is just, unless they prized every Gardevoir in their deck, there's no chance they don't get it out. They're going to go Adrenabrain, put the extra damage, I'd imagine, on Flutter Mane, right? That's the easiest Pokemon for you to KO. No, you put it on Dunsparce. Okay, so if I draw into a Dudunsparce, that is the Pokemon I will be, evolving just to get that damage, make it way more useless. And they're going to promote Dunsparce and go Ichiban there. That's pretty relevant. If they get 2 Monkey Dories down, they could KO that Dunsparce too. Okay, so it's pretty smart. I think I still, if they go double Adrenabrain, they can take out that Dunsparce, and I get a Sada. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, that guy feels pretty good. I like the Sada. We get that 1 energy in the discard off the attach retreat. Because we attached, I cannot set up Flutter Mane this turn, so I think I just promote the Roaring Moon again, and I go Sada, throw the energy down on a Flutter Mane, just to draw cards. Again, I want to get these 2 Dunsparces evolved. Does not seem I'm going to be able to do so, which, I mean, it's annoying. It's not the end of the world. We're up 3 prize cards. I get so scared about Gardevoir just simply because it's Gardevoir. We could still take this matchup pretty comfortably. If they don't char the Mew EX, we could manual attach to Flutter Mane and boss KO Mew EX for 2 prize cards. I can promote Roaring Moon and boss KO Gardevoir EX for 2 prize cards, which is probably the best play for us, and then we'll be sitting on 1 prize card remaining. Now, they could do some damage this turn. They could go double Monkey Dory. They could take out a Dunsparce. And then they could Scream Tails take out another Dunsparce. But if they do that, they leave two Roaring Moons and a Flutter Mane. They leave 3 ancient Pokemon there. I feel like they have to go Iono. And even if they go Iono, I mean, we've drawn through how much of our deck, and we have not found a Dudunsparce. Like, I feel like the chances at this point are pretty good of getting Ultra Ball, getting Dudunsparce. And they're not going to Badoo this turn. If they Badoo this turn, they are cooked because they're not taking a KO, and we're going to jump up another prize card. So they got the initial vessel, they got the flip the script, they got all the energy they could need to deal with this entire deck. It's just, can they make this comeback? And they got Secret Box. Yeah, okay. So they got Gardevoir EX. They got Ultra Ball Iono, if nothing else. I feel like has to be their play. You have to put us down to 3 cards. You get rid of the 2 energy and an Artazon. That's fair. You really don't need Artazon at this point. And what do you take out this turn? You definitely go Ultra Ball, or maybe Rare Candy. Go Rare Candy Gardevoir if you got it in hand like that. I feel like Iono's always the play here. You don't Iono, you leave me with Boss's Orders in hand, I'm taking 2 prize cards. And you take Research. There's no way. Did you prize every... And you took Nest Ball, Charm, Research, Artazon. Okay, that was not a million years that I think that's what was going to happen. Maybe you prized every Gardevoir. Right? Maybe that's what happened. I have no idea. And you take out another Monkey Dory. Okay, so now you can manual attach another Dark Energy, which you probably have. You've seen the majority of your deck at this point. And then again, you got double Adrenaline Brain onto... Yeah, there's the manual evolution into Gardevoir. Okay, so they did not prize every Gardevoir. I was really feeling bad. I'm like, oh my god, I'm literally hammering a Gardevoir player with no Gardevoir. Although, was I really feeling bad? I don't really feel bad for Gardevoir players much. I'm not sure, especially with the new cards that were just printed. And there's the Iono. Okay, so they took the Research for no reason because they had Iono the whole time. So why play Secret Box? You didn't play half the cards you took. You played Secret Box essentially to get a Monkey Dory down and not even the energy. And we have gotten ourselves an Ultra Ball, a Roaring Moon, and an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, which feel great. You go in with Monkey Dory, no energy. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, I've got enough ancient Pokemon left if you don't take a KO this turn to, yeah, you manual attach the Dark Energy, so you could double Adrenaline Brain, take your first prize card, but even if you have the Psychic Energy, it's not going to confuse me. I'm still attacking because of the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, so I'm going to just need to see like a counter catcher or something before I get real scared. If you do, you got double Adrenaline Brain onto, okay, either Dunsparce, and then you got Counter Catcher on the other. You could take 2 prize cards off half my draw engine, which is actually, like, it's pretty annoying. But we're set up enough where I think we might be able to coast through the rest of the game. It's really just, can I draw into boss sooner or later to close this game out? I know I definitely can draw into it. It's just a matter of when. You've got 6 cards in hand. You've used your Pheasantipity. You cannot use Restart. You do have Gardevoir's ability, Psychic Embrace, to get the Psychic Energy attached and go Mind Bend, and here it is. You used your Retreat. So unless you have a switch card, you are attacking with Monkey Dory, but the confusion is not going to be the effect that works. Honestly, I think we do just Ultra Ball, Wave, Roaring Moon in the top deck to take out a Dunsparce, and then evolve this guy, get that guy fully healed. I want to keep the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule just in case you go triple Monkey Dory. I do kind of want to put it on the Flutter Mane, just protect that guy a little bit more. But it depends what the top deck is. If the top deck is like Sada or something like that, yeah, okay, of course. I mean, I'll get rid of the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. I'm not seeing a third Monkey Dory yet. We're far enough ahead. I mean, I don't want to give them access to 2 prize card turns because that's how they make up ground quick. And yeah, they just go Mind Bend. They go for the confusion. It doesn't work because of the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, and then we're going to draw for turn. Speak to me, what do we got? We got a Rod. That's a pretty amazing card, but we don't have energy in the discard pile. We play 2 Rod. I can recycle Pokemon and energy later. I'll get rid of these guys and take out a Dunsparce. And yeah, we've got 1 more Roaring Moon, a Koraidon. We've got the backup attacker needed for next turn. So we'll just evolve this guy, get this guy evolved out of play, just so we can draw 3 cards. You can in Brain take 2 prize cards, and we get a Sada and our extra Roaring Moon. Now this feels pretty good, because when they take a KO, I'm going to have 2 energy in the discard pile, so I put 1 on Flutter Mane and 1 on this Roaring Moon here, and we feel amazing. I'm just going to Vengeance Fletching for 380 damage. That's, what, 100 something? I'm not even trying to do math. 190 at this point. And there's another Sada out of the prize cards. Okay. Sweet. I mean, again, they have an Iono play totally lined up. It's going to be a little bit hard to recover from an Iono play, but I feel like at this point we've got 2 setup attackers, and we've got 2 prize cards left to take. It's going to be really hard for my opponent to take 2 prize cards this turn. I don't know if they totally can do it. Our active Roaring Moon has 120 HP left, which is out of range of a couple Monkey Dories. They go Drifloon, which is just trading 1 for 1, and I'll trade 1 for 1. You've got 5, will be 4 prize cards left. I've got 2. So I've made it far enough where I'm not too scared. This is where I love the Flutter Mane, because if they don't charm the Drifloon here, there is a world where we could draw into Boss's Orders. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to pull off the Hex Hurl and take 2 prize cards. That would be so cool, though. I mean, I don't even know. I'd have to top deck the Dunsparce and then draw into... I'm not sure, because I don't think we have any energy left in the deck. I think we prize an energy. I don't remember seeing an extra off that last vessel. Maybe there was. Maybe I'm going insane. I'm not sure. We'll see. Although you've got 30 HP left on the Drifloon too, so the Hex Hurl wouldn't even matter. So I think I just promote that this turn. I leave a Roaring Moon in the back end and call it a day. I'll leave 2 Roaring Moons in the back end because I'll actually have the third there, and yeah, they're weak to Dark, so we're KOing them. They put the damage on Flutter Mane. Not going to matter too much at this point. I'm going to leave 2 Roaring Moons and a Dunsparce on my bench, and you go Iono. Okay, now is when things get a little scary, because now I have to promote the Roaring Moon that's set up, and I need a way to set up Flutter Mane, and I get Earthen Vessel Artazon. Okay, now we have a way to check if there's any energy left in the deck. Sadly, when I got rid of that Rod, there was no way I could have rotted back energy, since there's no energy in the discard pile. They haven't KO'd anything with energy yet. They just KO'd the 1 Dunsparce. So you're going to Ultra Ball, get rid of Rare Candy Buddy-Buddy Poffin. So you take out a Gardevoir EX. We'll see if you have another Rare Candy in hand. And then you could get 2 Gardevoirs in play, which, I mean, we could one-shot very easily because of weakness. And you do have 2 Rare Candies in play. Okay, so you got to restart as well. It just comes down to the top deck. Do we have an amazing top deck? I like our odds. I mean, our deck, we put a couple amazing cards, our 2 Sada on the bottom of the deck, but there's still a lot of Dudunsparces we could draw into. I could draw into another Ultra Ball. We should have a couple of those. I could draw into Boss's Orders and Explorer's Guidance. I mean, yeah, we got 1 Ultra Ball, 2 Guidance, 3, if not 4. No, I think it's 3 Dudunsparce. I think we did prize another one. I don't totally remember. But yeah, no, there's a ton of cards we could draw into that make me feel pretty good about what we got going on. They get the Charm on Pheasantipity, but I think at this point that's not the biggest worry, because if we get Boss KO on anything, I'm just going to Boss KO the Mew EX and call it a day. I think we have to promote Roaring Moon just because it's our guaranteed KO. If I draw Boss's Orders, I'm just going to win the game by Boss KO on Mew EX. If I don't draw Boss's Orders, I'm going to have to rely on some sort of later game setup on the Flutter Mane. I could promote Flutter Mane if I get the 3rd energy out of the deck, if it's there. Or if I top deck Rod, I could put energy back and then use Vessel. You know what? We promote Flutter Mane here and save the Roaring Moon just in case. If that's what I got lined up, that's what I got lined up. And I draw Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Okay, that's not bad, honestly. I can shuffle the deck, hopefully get the Sadas closer to the top. My game is going to lag and freeze again because I hit all. Okay, I mean, what do I got in the deck? Do I have any energy left? I do. So yeah, we're so chilling. Because then I'll take a KO with Flutter Mane. I've got the last energy in the deck. I couldn't remember if it was prized. I do have it in the deck, so I could Vessel for that. Smack it on the active. We're taking a KO this turn. I'll put 2 damage on... I don't even know. A Monkey Dory? So it's at 90 HP left. I don't think it really matters anywhere else. You can only Monkey Dory either the damage off here or the damage off Pheasantipity, so that's fine. I'm going to take the 1 prize card, which is going to be Explorer's Guidance, which, hey, I mean, that gets me deeper in the deck. I don't know what you do at this point, though, right? You've got 4 prize cards left to take. You KO my active, and then I go Roaring Moon for KO on pretty much your entire board. If you need to go Countercatcher KO on Roaring Moon, yep, and now I have to dig for Boss's Orders, essentially, to close this out. Because I can now KO Monkey Dory, or I can KO Mew EX if that's stuck in the active spot. I don't think there's a world... Yeah, you go Iono. Okay, you give me a new card. Losing Guidance, I mean, it's a good card to have, I'm not going to lie. Not the worst card to get rid of, and I get an Artazon, which actually does me absolutely no favors. Do they close this out off the Ionos? They might. They might. Again, we're 1 card deeper in the deck to top decking a Dudunsparce, top decking a Sada, top decking, I mean... we just took Guidance out of the prize card, so there's no way we could do that since there's... Oh, no, we could get 1 more Guidance. Ultra Ball. There's hope. There's hope. It doesn't feel great, I feel like we started off insanely strong, just like the last match started off insanely strong. We learned how Watchtower is the world's most annoying thing to go up against, and now we're learning how Iono with no Dunsparce is preemptively in play, cause an insane amount of problems, and you're going to go Night Stretcher to bring back... Oh my god, wait, but if you KO with a single press, but you have to KO with Gardevoir EX. If you don't KO a Pokemon with Gardevoir EX, you lose, because Hexerl will actually KO the rest of your board. Well, I guess except that Monkey Dory. But Monkey Dory doesn't KO the Roaring Moon. Right? What? I'm so confused. You have to go retreat into Gardevoir. Okay, yeah. They just got the Monkey Dory down so that they can get the full Adrenabrain. We're just going to try to heal our entire board and leave you this Flutter Mane in the active so that we can just load a bunch of energy down. Actually, you know what? That, I guess, makes sense. They could get 6 damage. Or 60 damage, excuse me, on the Flutter Mane, so if they could try to KO that next turn with just Adrenabrain. That's a pretty cool play. It's a pretty cool play. And then their Gardevoir is sitting full HP in the active spot. Yeah, that works. Hey, I mean, again, we're a top deck away, and I live and die by the top deck. I mean, that's just fine. You know, we work around this. What do you got for me? What is the play for my opponent? I'm not sure. I'm curious. I'm excited. They got the double Adrenabrain. Who do you put it down on? Do you put it down on the Dunsparce maybe? And not the Flutter Mane? No, you put it down on the Flutter Mane. Okay, I was going to say, I could see a world where you put it down on the Dunsparce so you could take a 2-prize turn next turn. We still have like 2 more turns before things get insanely terrifying. We just need enough Pokemon to last me there, because if they KO all my ancient Pokemon to draw and play the rest of the game, I am going to need my Dunsparces used. So this is pretty scary, but hey, I mean, whatever, man. We'll figure it out. We'll make this work. I do have an Artazon. I could shuffle the deck up one more time and thin out a Roaring Moon. How many counter catchers has my opponent played? They've played 2 counter catchers. They probably have a third. I don't think Gardevoir plays Boss's Orders. At least most lists don't. Oh my god, you know what? If I had the Ancient Booster Energy there, I would have just lived that attack. That's insane. But you would have put the damage counters there with Monkey Dory, so it doesn't matter. We'll promote Flutter Mane, and I top deck Boss, right? Take out the worry from my heart. Just give me one match, one time. No, I get Rod. Alright, I mean, hey, you know what? Rod's a pretty great card. Hard to complain about that. I think I take out, what, 1 Roaring Moon, 2 Energy? We don't have any Vessels left. I think we have to play it. We take down 1 Roaring Moon. Honestly, even 1 energy to manual attach him too. That way we don't clog up the deck. Right. Because then I could take the Roaring Moon out of the deck. With Artazon. I can go Hex Hurl. Spread some more damage. If they have another counter catcher, they have another counter catcher, so be it. That's a Flutter Mane. That's the Roaring Moon. There we go. Good job, Chris. And then we're going to go Midnight Fluttering for 90 damage. I'm going to put 2 damage on the Monkey Dory, just in case that ever becomes insanely relevant. I don't think it will. I guess if they go Boss KO and take out Flutter, or Counter Catcher KO, take out the Flutter Mane, although we do have 60 HP left on the active. They could actually take 2 prize cards to start if they have Counter Catcher. They could take out Roaring Moon, and they could put some more Psychic Energy in play so that, actually, they could just Adrenabrain the damage off. KO the active, and then they could take out, I promote Dunsparce. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. Oh my god, tell me I'm going to fall down 2 matches against 2 decks I know I can beat. I'm off my game today, I guess. Yeah, they'll take the 1 prize card off Flutter Mane. I need a top deck Sada now. I promote Dunsparce, right? They KO Dunsparce. That's fine. I need to top deck Sada to get the energy onto Roaring Moon, and then I need to draw into the other energy to manual attach Swing for KO, because they're going to take 2 prize cards this turn. If they don't, I mean, we lose again. Just before it was Watchtower, this game it's Iono. Oh my gosh, today it's not going well. Not going well for the home team. I don't think there's a world where you could force a deck out or retreat play. They've got so many energy in the discard pile. They could retreat and set up so many more Pokemon. Not really much I could do there. They could retreat and go in with Pheasant. No, they can't attach energy to Pheasantipity from Psychic Embrace because it's a dark type attacker. I was going to say they could snipe a Dunsparce on the bench. It doesn't really matter. They got Vessel just to thin their deck a little bit more in case that becomes more relevant. They get rid of the research. Not going to need that. How many Iono have they played? They could lose from time because this game has been absurdly long and they've got 3 minutes left. So if they want to take that many more actions, I mean, fine by me. But I do see them winning this turn, and I don't know if you guys could hear my girlfriend's bunny ripping apart this box I laid out in the back for her. They're just going to swing for 190, taking another prize card, and now we either win this turn off the top deck or we do not, which, I mean, hey, we fought just about as well as we could. I get the Defiance Band, not going to do anything. It's going to wrap it up for match number 2. I'm going to fight for 1 victory in match number 3. Welcome to match number 3. We're up against Cynthia's Garchomp, so if we had trouble KOing Charizards and stuff in the first match, I have no idea how we're going to do 400 damage. Spiritomb is going to be a nightmare to work around. We're just, I believe in us. We do have a Fan Rotom. We could take an early KO if I could top deck a Stadium, but more importantly, I got Fan Call to get myself some Dunsparces and play the game. Now, we have gone 0-2 on the channel in the past couple weeks. I do remember, I think it was once, I don't remember the last time we've gone 0-3. For a video. I don't remember the last time we fall down all 3 matches. I will be trying my absolute hardest to make sure that does not happen. And they whiffed the turn 1 Gibble. That's fine by me. And I get the Stadium. Oh my, give me that KO. Alright, well, first things first. Let's play smart. Let's Fan Call. What's the damage on prize cards? We're playing way more seriously in this video. We prized a Dunsparce. Koraidon's pretty cool. Flutter Mane's pretty cool. We got those. We prized a Sada. That's fine. We prized the Guidance. We prized a Artazon as well, and we don't have 2 energy. We do have 2 energy in the hand. Okay, so that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to spend 18 years prize checking other things. Counter catchers, we got those. Okay. I kind of just want to get after it this game, but I want to make sure we play this one a little bit more seriously than the last 2, because I'm a pretty competitive person. I do not like falling down that bad and going 0-3 in videos. Now, this is a deck that definitely plays Watchtower as well. I know that for a fact. I do love some Cynthia's Garchomp. If you want a Cynthia's Garchomp video, please let me know. Love that deck. Definitely would get onto it. And I'm going to take the Secret Box out of the prize cards. I didn't even process our A-Spec was missing. But I could go Boss KO on their only Gibble, if that's the only one they got in play, or I could take out Spiritomb, which also feels pretty good, actually. I really don't hate a Spiritomb falling, especially when they're down 1 Night Stretcher. Who do you go in? You go in with Roserade here, right? Roselia, excuse me. What if you got 1 card in hand, right? If that card was Research, you would have played it right there. I could go Secret Box this turn and use it early, and then I'd lose my Stadium draw out. But I could take out their only Gibble with a Fan Rotom. No less. I feel like that's always the play. We run away draw here for sure. We need to be, I feel like, aggressive now that we've made it this far. And I got a good Secret Box lined up as well, because we get Secret Box away 2 energy, a Guidance. No, we keep 1 energy. I get rid of 1 energy. Yeah. This feels better. 2 ancient cards in the discard pile. We're going to need Roaring Moon to swing for at least 2 shot. I'm going to take Boss's Orders for sure because we'll have to Sada for next turn. My game's going to lag again, which always feels amazing. There we go. I'm going to take the Ultra Ball. We're going to go Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, and I'll take the Artazon in case they play the Watchtower now. I do not need to Ultra Ball this turn. I think all we do is we attach the energy to Roaring Moon. I keep the Ultra Ball in hand. They're not going to play Badoo in a deck like this. I'm just going to bring up the Gibble and go Assault Landing for 70 and leave them in a spot where they still have no Gibble. I think I learned from my mistake against Gardevoir last game. They had 1 Ralts forever, and they couldn't do anything. So this match, I had to make sure that there was no Gibble because that Garchomp is not something I wanted to deal with. Thank God. We closed out that one pretty comfortably. Just some early dominance from Ancient Box with just Fan Rotom too, but I mean, we had the nuts there. it's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I'm sorry I lost the first 2 matches. Hope you all can forgive me, but I had a ton of fun playing Ancient Box. I think it's a decent deck right now. I really think it is pretty solid. I think it gets a lot better in the fall when like the megas come out and stuff. So I wanted to, you know, it's been on my mind. I wanted to play a little bit here. So I hope you guys enjoy. Again, just a reminder, go check out the Battle VIPs podcast. Love all the support, even if you're just playing it on the background that we get for the Battle VIPs podcast. It's just an amazing time to record. I love it. Go support the channel. Go subscribe. Go give it some love to the Draw Pass TCG team. And as always, let me know any decks you guys want to see. A ton of fun being here. Go check out TCG Player. Link in the description down below. And yeah, with that being said, stay epic. Peace.